Yeah, hi, this is Dinesh Kumar and you are watching Oracle videos. See, in the last video we have discussed about how to declare variables dynamically, what is concatenation operator and how to write dynamic programs. Again I am repeating, in the last video we have discussed about how to declare variables dynamically by using %type, how to write dynamic programs by using address of operator, and how can I use concatenation operator. What is concatenation? Double pipe is called as concatenation operator. So concatenation operator used to attach the messages or attaching the values, appending values. Yeah. Now in this video we are discussing about what are the variables in your PLSQL. So you are declaring a variable. Different types of variables are there. How to declare a variable? We know that variable name, data type, size, and we know how to declare a variable dynamically. So dynamically in the sense, just by using %type we are taking data type and size of the column, and that data type and size is applicable to variable implicitly. This is called as dynamic declaration. Now let me discuss about variables. Here is a table, customer details, we need it, that's why I keep this. Now what are variables in PLSQL? So a variable is used to store a value, we know that. Then is there any types of variables? Yes. A variable is a name. So the name which refers to a memory location, which refers to buffer location, refers a buffer location. So the buffer area related to one name, in this area you can store a value. Now how many types of variables? Yeah, variable types. Simple variable or scalar variable, composite variable, and array type variable, cursor variable. So composite variable in the sense, two types: table based record variable, So what it is, I will explain each and every one. Table based record variable and user defined record variable. Now what is simple variable? How to declare simple variable? So let me write here simple. First one, under simple variable or scalar variable, you can store a value at a time. You can declare like this. Just I am writing examples. I am not specifying any syntax here. Yeah, variable name, suppose v city. So simple variable is declared in two ways: explicit declaration and implicit declaration or dynamic declaration. V city, so this is called as explicit declaration. So whereas dynamic declaration is v city, go to customer details table, dot, go to the column city, by specifying type you are taking data type and size of city column in customer details table. So from that column it is taking data type and size that is applicable to variable. Okay, fine. So under this variable you can store only one value at a time. Let us say Texas is a city. Now second one, what is that? Composite variable. What is composite variable? Under a variable, if you are able to store more than one value, under a variable, if you are able to store more than one value, that is called as a composite variable. Yeah. So all these things under composite, you will get table based, user defined, array type, cursor variable, all variables. Remember? Yeah. So let me write, it's a composite variable. So it is able to store more than one value. Store more than one value. See. So composite variable, under this we have different types. Table based, under this, okay, let me take table based record. Table based record. Under this record, table based record variable, what is meant by this? First, okay, now coming to this table, if you want to store or if you want to get this information, I am submitting customer ID, this is the input value, and I am expecting output from these columns. For each column we should declare a variable. For input value we need to declare a variable, and you are expecting a value from each column. So for each column you must declare a variable. Suppose here 7 columns are there. If a table having 200 columns, I need one record. Employee table is there or transaction table is there. It is having 100 columns. Transaction table having 100 columns. I am submitting one input value. Then I need to display one complete record. That record from the table is a collection of 100 columns. So for each column you should declare a variable. So how many number of variables you need? 100 variables. So it will increase the length of the coding of your program. So 10 lines of statements, execution time 1 second. 100 lines of statements, 100 lines of coding execution automatically take 10 seconds. So if it is 1000 lines of coding, it will take more time to execute. So how can I decrease number of declarations of variables? I want to decrease the length of the coding. How it is? By using composite variables, you can decrease the number of variable declarations. Instead of declaring 100 variables, just declare one variable. It has to support one record completely. It has to support complete one record. How should I? That is done by using composite variable. Composite variable, storing multiple values. Storing multiple values. Is also called as collection. This is also known as collection. We will discuss about collections separately whenever we are talking about array type. Yeah. Now, what is table based record variable? This is able to store one record from the table. Generally, if you declare a variable like this, in this variable you can store one value at a time. If you declare this variable, table based record variable, then it is able to store one record from that table. It is able to store one record from that table. How should I declare it? By using the keyword %row type. By using the keyword %row type. Okay? Yeah. So what is the syntax of declaring table based record variable. Variable name space table name percent row type. That's it. Variable name space table name percent row type. In the previous case, table name dot column name percent type, but here table name dot column name. Here only table name. Okay. So in the case of declaring table based record, you can use percent row type, and here we are using variable name, table name, percent row type. So if I declare a, what is happening? Let us see. Cust underscore record. Example is customer details and percent row type. Then what is the length of the memory for this variable? Generally, the length of memory is decided by the data type and size at the time of declaring variable. Here I am not specifying any data type. I am using customer details percent table name percent row type. Then what is the expected length of the memory for the variable? To this variable, the buffer is allocated. What is the size of, how much? That much length of the memory is allocated to this variable. Here 7 columns are there, so 7 column length of memory is reserved for this variable. Here each location identified with column name, here C name, city, gender, mobile, address, and remember this. Okay, so remember this variable name dot column name. So in this memory you can store one record. So one variable is enough to store one record. So no need to declare 7 variables. For input value you can declare one variable, and for output record you can declare one variable. Instead of 7 lines of declarations, just you are using 2 lines of declarations. One is for input value and other one is for output record. See, so customer record is a variable and it is getting the memory. How much memory required to store one record from this table, that much of memory is reserved for this. Now, how can I take values from here? Let us assume this is C005. I am assigning some values, or otherwise, yeah. Let us see here. Next example. Select star and it should be saved into customer record from, what is the table name? Customer details, where customer ID, let us assume customer ID or CID is equal to C005. C005. So from this ID, if the customer ID value is C005, from that record it is taking all column data. All column data means in that matched record, that record is saved into cust underscore REC. So thereby it will be saved here. Now how can I access the values from table based record? How can I access the values from table based record. See, table name dot, yeah, what is the next part here? This is declaration, declaring a table based record, declaring. Here, storing record, storing a record. What is the third step? Accessing values, accessing values from table based record, table based record. So very, very important. See, how can I access? Simple. Record type variable. What is the record type variable here? Customer record dot column name. If you want to get customer name, use variable name dot column name. If you want to see city of this, variable name dot city. In the output statements, we can use these values, right? Yeah. So this is the way you can declare a table based record. By doing this, you are reducing number of declarations of variables. Okay. Now, next one, under composite variable, just we have checked table based record. Let me explain the next one. Yeah, before going to that, so let me discuss about a program which is supporting this type of table based record variable.